What kind of abnormality did Wang Lin find in Zhou Ru's body? After killing the ancestor of the troll, Wang Lin was hit by the supernatural power of the talent displayed by the opponent before his death and teleported to outer space. After drifting alone in outer space for half a month on a star compass, he arrived at a planet called Moon Star. After that, the deity was sunk into the magma underground of the Moon Star to cultivate, and the clone took out the red giant axe left by the ancestor of the troll and looked carefully. The axe exudes bursts of murderous aura, and there is also a powerful weapon, soul, hidden inside. In order to force the artifact's soul out, Wang Lin stored the tomahawk in the Yuanshan space, slowly sacrificed and refined, and supplemented it with 1 billion soul streamers to suppress it. He wanted to see how long the axe soul could last. According to the ancestors of the trolls before the war, this tomahawk was carried by the ancestors of the trolls when they migrated to Sizka's star. The ancestors used this tomahawk to slay several 8-leaf and even 9-leaf conjurers. What Wang Lin didn't know was that as early as his foundation building period, he had seen the so-called ancestors of trolls. At that time, after he joined Zhao Guo's Corpsine sect, deep underground in the Corpsine sect, he saw a corpse with smooth skin and an unusually large physique. This was Reggie, the ancestor of the troll clan. Later, Reggie was subdued by Wang Lin and became his mount to cross the void. After putting away the tomahawk, he took out the storage bag left by his ancestor. There are many fairy jade spirit stones hidden in the storage bag, but there are only 2 items that really attracted Wang Lin's attention. The first is a red jade bottle containing blood, which is silver-white in color. Wang Lin discovered that this was actually the blood of the ancient god. When he destroyed the Fujiya family 100 years ago, he had taken half a drop of the ancient god's essence blood from Fujiya, and then used this half drop of the ancient god's essence blood to exert the ancient god's supernatural powers, eliminating Fuji Chi in one fell swoop. Although Wang Lin became the body of the ancient god through the cultivation of the ancient god tactics, in the land of the ancient god, he only obtained the inheritance of 2C's memory. Without the inheritance of power, he would not be able to use the magical powers of the ancient god at all, unless with the help of the blood of the ancient god. Wang Lin carefully put this half bottle of blood into the storage bag, which was a weapon that could save his life at a critical time. Then, he took out another magic weapon shaped like a phalan in the storage bag. There is also an artifact soul sealed in the phalan. The artifact's soul is called Meiji, which is actually a trace of the lewd artistic conception of the 3 ancestors of the immortal remnant clan. Wang Lin took out the artifact's soul and resealed it, and then put it in a storage bag for collection, but he didn't expect that one day soon, he and Liu Mei would be affected by the lewd artistic conception of the artifact's soul, and had a relationship in Suzuku's tomb, thus giving himself an extra son. After dealing with all this, Wang Lin summoned the Fairy Jade Pagoda, which instantly became bigger after landing. Zhou Ru ran out angrily from the inside, because she and Xiao Bai had been in the tower for several months, during which they had been relying on eating fruit to satisfy their hunger. The majestic Xiao Bai was also hungry and thin. Only then did Wang Lin remember that he had already left the valley, but he forgot that Zhou Ru and Xiao Bai still had to eat. Fortunately, there are a lot of fruits in the tower, and there is fairy nourishment, so there's no big problem. Facing Zhou Ru's dissatisfaction, Wang Lin could only smile embarrassedly and quickly promise that he would not forget next time. Zhou Ru didn't buy it, saying that he never kept his promise, and mentioned that he promised to give her a big tiger last time, but he never fulfilled it. In order to make up for his mistakes, Wang Lin decided to take him to catch the monster now, and Zhou Ru became happy again. Before leaving, Zhou Ru suddenly mentioned that she had always had some strange dreams recently, dreaming of a familiar big sister with Wang Lin, and she also found that there was actually a villain in her body, and the big sister in her dream seemed to be that villain. Zhou Ru was very scared and asked Wang Lin to take out the villain. Wang Lin was shocked when he heard this. Back then, he injected Li Muwan's Yuan Ying into the pregnant woman's body, replacing the mass of blood that had not yet formed. Now there are 2 souls in Zhou Ru's body, which means that when Li Muwan's yuaning entered the pregnant woman's body, the unformed essence and blood had already produced a soul. If this is the case, Li Muwan's yuan-ing will slowly devour Zhou Ru's soul in the coming days, and at the moment of awakening, she will completely replace Zhou Ru and become the master of this body. Wang Lin couldn't help feeling bitter in his heart. He counted thousands of calculations, but he didn't expect that there was still a mistake in the middle. While comforting the crying Zhou Ru, he regarded the villain in his body as her sister, trying to resolve her fear, while falling into deep self-blame and struggle. Although Zhou Ru was young, he was keenly aware of Wang Lin's inner entanglement, and in turn comforted him, and then did not mention the matter again, and began to urge Wang Lin to take her to catch the big tiger. Wang Lin resisted her sadness and flew away with her. In fact, Zhou Ru had already noticed that Wang Lin and Tai Yin looked at each other differently. The way Grandpa Tai Yin looked at her was to truly regard her as an independent individual. When Wang Lin looked at her, there was a concern for another person hidden in his eyes. What worries Wang Lin from beginning to end may just be the villain's sister in his body. She also understood that Wang Lin took him away from the bad Taoist back then, perhaps because of the villain's sister in his body. Although she knew this, she still longed to be truly cared for, and her heart was full of worries about being abandoned. For her, who has been away from her parents since she was a child, Wang Lin is the whole of her life. Of course, Wang Lin understood all this, but he couldn't respond to this dependence. He doesn't have much affection for Zhou Ru. If he really wants to say that he has, it's just a kind of affection similar to a father's for a child that has been born after watching her grow up over the years. Wang Lin took Zhou Ru to the jungle in the northern part of Yueshing and caught a big purple tiger. This made Zhou Ru briefly forget the previous unpleasantness, smiled happily, and named the big tiger Xiaozi. 2 years passed quietly, and there were still 4 years left before Li Muwan Yuanying's awakening. Once Li Muwan awakens, Zhou Ru's soul will be swallowed by it, and the two cannot coexist at all. During this period, Wang Lin had been thinking about the best of both worlds, but the results were always disappointing. Stripping out Li Muwan's reasons in advance, although it can save Zhou Ru's life, it will also cause Li Muwan's soul to disappear. This caused Wang Lin to fall into a deep struggle. He has killed people like a numbness in his life, and has destroyed more than 1 million monks, but he is worthy of asking himself. Everyone he kills has a way to die. Although he is a demon, he has not lost his humanity. If he wants to sacrifice an innocent little girl to achieve the resurrection of his lover, his heart will also suffer. During this period, Zhou Ru began to become taciturn. She often sat and looked up at the sky, with Xiaobai silently accompanying her. Zhou Ru had already faded from his childhood innocence, had clearly recognized his destiny, and began to prepare for Xiaobai's future, and even asked him in a low voice, if he was gone, would he remember himself? Zhou Ru learned to let go and was ready to say goodbye. One day, he softly asked Wang Lin to tell him about his past with Li Muwan. Wang Lin was silent for a moment, then finally spoke slowly, telling the past bit by bit. When Wang Lin finished speaking, Zhou Ru suddenly asked if she died early, would it stop Li Muwan from waking up? Wang Lin was startled by these words on the spot, and there was a hint of strangeness in his eyes when he looked at Zhou Ru. Zhou Ru met his gaze with sadness in her eyes and set her heart calmly. She only hoped that even once, Wang Lin could really see her, the one who is Zhou Ru, not Li Muwan in her body. Facing his confessions, Wang Lin did not respond, but whispered to her to rest, then turned and left. Zhou Ru squatted down. His suppressed emotions finally collapsed. Tears slipped quietly, and his heart was full of helplessness and sadness. Although Wang Lin left, her heart was shaken by this, silently thinking about how she would make a choice if Li Muwan was still there. Soon, Xiaobai quietly left the mountain without any signs. His departure caused Zhou Ru's emotions to collapse instantly, and he even became seriously ill with excessive sadness. She repeatedly called Xiaobai's name in her dream. Wang Lin wanted to set out to find Xiaobai in person, but was stopped by Zhou Ru. Although she missed Xiaobai very much, she hoped that he would have the right to choose freely. A month later, Zhou Ru's body gradually recovered, but the whole person became more taciturn. When she thought Xiaobai had left forever, a miracle happened. One day, Xiaobai returned with scars all over his body, holding a branch with red fruit in his mouth, his breath weak but his eyes firm. He brought the fruit to Zhou Ru, his eyes full of eagerness, as if he desperately wanted him to eat it. Zhou Ru was full of doubts, not understanding why Xiaobai brought this strange fruit. At this moment, Wang Lin's voice came from a distance, telling him that this fruit is called broken ingwa, and after taking it, it will weaken the yuanying in the plum bowl in her body. Xiaobai heard Wang Lin's voice and immediately protected Zhou Ru behind him. Although he was very afraid of Wang Lin, he still chose to protect Zhou Ru bravely. Zhou Ru understood Xiaobai's intention, and when he was moved, he threw the fruit into the mountain stream and begged Wang Lin not to hurt Xiaobai. Wang Lin did not respond, but nodded and left. Zhou Ru looked at his drifting back. Infinite sadness appeared in his heart. At that moment, she finally made a decision. Even if she sacrificed herself, she had to complete her mission to truly reunite Wang Lin and Wan'er. Time passed in a hurry, and it was another 2 years of spring and autumn. The land of immortal relics on the edge of the kingdom of Chu suddenly changed, and a strong black mist suddenly gushed out of the deep pit that had been silent for many years. The black mist rose into the sky and condensed into a huge dark plant in the air. Its whole body was covered with countless ancient runes, exuding a strange and powerful aura, which was shocking. This plant continued to grow and spread, and when its roots poked out of the boundary of the land of immortal relics, a giant golden net suddenly appeared in the sky, trying to forcibly seal it. 5 sealed flying swords flew out of the golden net, suppressing the core nodes of the plant separately to prevent its further expansion. At this moment, an old man with 12 leaf marks on his eyebrows walked out of the deep pit. He is the only survivor of the Great War between the Immortal Remnant clan and the Suzaku Kingdom 30,000 years ago, Shizu. In the Great War that year, he witnessed the deaths of countless ethnic groups with his own eyes, witnessed the seizure of his homeland by human monks, and witnessed the entire ethnic group being sealed in the small space of the land of immortal relics. In the past 30,000 years, he has survived by sucking on the origin of countless ethnic groups. He, who considers himself a sinner in the clan, has now broken through to the realm of 12 leaves. So he is determined to sacrifice his body and break the seal of the land of immortal relics. He slowly walked towards the huge dark plant, let the 5 swords pierce into his body, and then forcibly burned all the longevity elements. With the help of the terrifying energy that burst out at that moment, he directly destroyed the 5 sealed swords, tearing them apart together with the golden net covering the entrance to the land of immortal relics. After all this was done, Shizu's body dissolved, and he exchanged his life for the opportunity for the immortal survivors to regain their freedom. As the seal disintegrated, a large number of immortal survivors flew out of the deep pit, and a catastrophe that swept the entire Suzaku star was about to kick off. The movement of the broken seal of the immortal relic shook the entire Suzaku star. The Suzaku sun in the Suzaku mountain glared at the land of the immortal relic. He immediately ordered the gathering of the true kingdoms of the Suzaku star to start the second war with the immortal relic clan. The ancestors of the Tianyu sect, the Earth Soul sect, and the human immortal appeared one after another, lamenting that the world was once again in turmoil. The escaped sky of the kingdom of Pilu showed a sneer, as if he had already foreseen this situation and waited for the troubled times to come. But all this seems to have nothing to do with Wang Lin. At this time, he is fully preparing for the second confrontation with heaven, just to make Li Muwan's Yuan successfully born.